I used to be, so broken, lost, empty. A heart with no beat, a singer with no song to sing. So I know the feeling, the silence is deafening. But in your pain lies a blessing, a sweet and sour victory. So keep walking, 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 though it seems so far. No matter who you are, see there's one thing that I know. Life it can leave you so bitter, 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 bitter. But you must believe that it gets better, 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 better. It's alright, try your eyes, send a prayer to the sky. I know it's hard to find, but you must believe that it gets better.
This is the Super Morning Show here on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Enimo Animado. We'll be doing this until 10 a.m. And I'm very, very excited about the conversation I'm about to have. It's with a remarkable young woman who in her very young life has survived so much. And she is seriously overcoming, breaking glass ceilings. And I'm sure she herself is achieving things she didn't think that she could. So today on I Survived, I'm speaking to Abigail Oppong. She's studying management information systems. She's a MasterCard scholar through the Zawadi Education Fund. She also just recently won the Young Leader Creating a Better World for All award in New Delhi in India. She was the youngest from Ghana and Africa to receive that award internationally in April this year at the age of 20. And this morning we're going to hear her story. Okay, Abigail, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very happy to have you here with me.
Happy to be here.
So I'm reading, through your profile, and it sounds like, at 20, you've already achieved so much, you're doing so well. But also, because I know your story, I know that in the normal line of things, it shouldn't have ended, shouldn't be like this. So tell me, take me through your childhood. What was it like growing up?
All right. So I come from Brekom in the Bonahafo region of Ghana, where I stay with my mother and other 3 siblings who are also ladies. Yeah. So growing up, it was a challenge for me because as a young lady growing up, I didn't really have people to really look up to when it comes to young women, and in my community young girl education wasn't really prioritized. Yeah, so it was really tough for me getting the sponsorship and all that when I was in my village that time. Yeah, so my father was in with us, but he left to Accra because he had to come and then make something to help the family. So he was left with my mother and me and then my brother.
What kind of work was your mother doing at that time?
She's a trader. She was in this boutique, but after a while, since things were really going tough for us, she had to really get the store down and then carry the things on her head to places to sell them. Yeah, so she sold this second-hand cloth, and then she also does other kind of sellings around.
Okay, so she was selling second-hand clothes, but she was basically carrying them on her head and going around.
Yes.
And what was your father doing in Accra?
All right, my father, I didn't really know, but what I know that he's a pastor.
Okay.
Yeah, so he came here to work with other churches and all that.
Okay, all right, okay. So you came to Accra.
Yes, I came to Accra when I was 11. Yeah. So it was in school when things were really getting tough. I had to stop classes and then join my mother in the market to sell this second-hand clothes.
Was this before you came to Accra?
Yes, please.
So at what age did you start selling with your mother?
Right, I started selling at 10.
Around 10, okay.
Yeah. But when I was little, I was with her all along. But it was 10 that I had to stop class and then join her. So it was one of my teachers who was really fond of me. He saw that I was missing classes. So he approached my mother and he told him that I had to get away from that area because I need to survive.
So why did you stop classes to go and sell with your mother?
That's because this had become tough. School fees. Yeah, there was no money in the house to pay for my fees. Yeah, and even
what class were you in at that time?
I was class 6.
Okay.
Yeah, at that time. Yeah, and things were really tough at that moment. Yeah, so I had to join.
What about
her.
your other 3 siblings? Were they in school at that time?
Yes, they were in school.
Okay, so you stopped because you were the oldest.
No, I'm the second child.
You're the second. So why did you stop?
All right, so my other brother was in government school, so
Okay.
but I was in a private school, and because I was doing so well, my mother didn't want to be changing school just so that doesn't affect me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I joined her so that we could get something and then get some money to pay my school fees.
What was a day like going around selling with your mother? What was that like? Take me through a typical day.
All right, typical day, it was a kind of a worry for me because I'm somebody who really, really wants to go to school and then make it, but I ended up being with her in the market.
So what were you doing in the market?
All right, so I was selling with her and all that. So one day, something happened. My classmates from school, after they closed from school, they were coming around and then they saw me. And then I think it was very bad. I wasn't really expecting that from them, but they were telling me, oh, is that Abigail? See her, she's selling this and all that. So I really felt bad and all that. But I know that I'm not poor. It's just, should I say, a matter of uncertainty. Yeah, because I really know that I have so much in me that I really have to really work hard on to get to the future.
Okay, so at that point, somebody suggested to your mother that, you come to Accra.
Yes.
So you came to join your father in Accra.
Yes.
Okay, what was that like?
It was another challenge because things weren't that cool with him here as well. But I still managed. So I attended Shiloh School Complex, and at that term, I became first in the class, and that really raised me to know the headmistress of the school. Yeah. So she helped me to write my BCE in Form 2. Then she told me to join the Form 3s and then help them to also learn more from me, be an inspiration to them, and also help them to. So after the BEC, I became the top, the person who had the best grade in that batch. Yeah.
Okay. And then you had to go into SSS.
Yes.
Which also then meant money again, once again. So what was that experience like as well?
Right. That was the toughest, I should say, because being in SHS and in a boarding house, it was a whole mess and all that. But sometimes I had to go to school without provisions and all that. So when I go to school, I had to close my wardrobe every time, because if people open theirs, you can see these provisions and all that, but mine was only clothes. So most of my friends would be like, Abigail, she's always had a wardrobe closed. I don't know why, but I know what I was going through inside. But some people find out, but I wasn't worried about that because I'm always happy with what I want, and I'm always content with what I want, and I use that to inspire myself to do more.
So you went through SSS, SHS. You didn't have much, but was your school fees paid every term?
No, it wasn't. So sometime my mother had to come in to support my father, but he was also trying his best to. Sometimes he had to ask some friends to get some money to pay my fees. But sometimes when it gets tough, my mother would also come in, and then she was really, I really want you to go to school because me and my other sisters, we are not educated. I really want you to make the difference. So she was always there for me.
Always pushing you.
Yeah, pushing me.
You were telling me that there was a time when you spent 1 Ghana cedis in 1 month.
Yeah. So that time my father couldn't come for visiting, because he had nothing, and coming over with nothing would be some way. So he told I think I was having only 1 CD that month. Yeah. So I was buying pure water because that was the only thing that I could survive with. And then people used to call me Bembemi School. That's people who really rush for dining. But that's the only thing I had at the moment, and I had to make good use of it, the dining. So anytime it's dining, I'll just rush to the dining hall to get something to eat, because I had to eat to be able to get the energy to learn.
And so you were the first person in the dining hall, breakfast, lunch, and supper.
Yes, and people were just wondering because sometimes the food is not that
nice.
Yeah,
but that was all you had.
Yes.
Wow. And so sometimes your dad will come and visit, and sometimes he can't. He wouldn't be able to. How did that make you feel?
Oh, sometimes I do cry. When I cry, it inspires me more and energizes me more to learn more and do more things to become great in the near future.
You didn't feel the way that you felt, or the fact that your parents didn't have money, or the fact that you didn't have extra food, or all the other things that the other students had, that didn't prevent you from learning?
No, not at all, because I was doing very well in school, and people really see me as a normal person, not really going through much, because I kind of station myself. I know where I'm coming from, so I just take whatever I have around me and then work with it. I don't ask for more when I don't have it. I don't want to live a life that's not me. So I take my dining food and I'm okay with it, and I go to the class to learn.
Who taught you these values of not wanting what you can't afford, of being content?
Right, I would say it's my mother, because she's always content with everything she has. She's always on her work. I really want to work. I'm working for my children. She's always there for us. So I would say she's my role model. She's the one I've always been looking up to. I know that sometimes I've never told her this, but if she's listening, I want to tell her that she's my role model.
I hope she's listening. I'm sure she's listening. I'm sure she's listening.
She's always pushing hard, working hard, doing all this kind of things. Sometimes I tell her to relax, and she said if I relax, there'll be nobody to help you guys. So,
like, you're making me tear up at the moment. Just I can imagine how your mother must feel listening to that. Yeah. So you were able to successfully complete SHS.
Yes.
And you did well.
Yes, and I was also part of the girls selected for the National Science and Maths quiz, because I was studying science in school.
Wow, so you were at the National Science and Maths quiz?
Yeah, with other 2 girls.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you finished SSS?
Yes.
Another hurdle, university.
Yes.
It's like as soon as you finish climbing one mountain, there's another mountain.
Yes.
So how did you approach that?
So when I was in school, my school counselor, Mr. Israel, he introduced me to Zawadi Education Fund Ghana, Miss Hajara. I really want to say a big thank you to her. If she's listening to me, she has been a great help for me. So I met her, and then I applied for it, and then I was interviewed, and then I got in. So that was how they helped me to apply for schools and also scholarship. That was how I got into Ashesi University as a MasterCard scholar.
Wow. And so they are taking care of your tuition and all of that.
Yes.
Do you have money to spend?
Money to spend. Yes, they do provide us with some stipend, but I also do other things to support myself.
Like what?
Like when it comes to I have these skills when it comes to helping people with their websites, updating it, and all that, writing content for them.
You do that and then they pay you.
And that's a skill I learned from when I was in Zawadi. They have this partnership with Surunka Academy where they teach girls how to code. So I joined them. First day it was really tough because I was like, this is not for me. But as time goes on, I learned to enjoy the coding. So from the little I learned, I was trying to make something out of it to support myself.
To support yourself. I mean, so right now you're in Ashesi, you're studying management information system.
Yes.
And more recently, you won this award, the Young Leader Creating a Better World for.
Yes.
I'm sure sometimes you look at yourself and you're like, I cannot believe that this is me. How do you have moments like that?
Yes, I do. But when this happened every time, I always tell myself, when I was with my mother, I said I was really going to see the future. The future is bright. And I'm really going to be a source of an inspiration to other young girls in my community. And I'm going to be the light to stand up and also help them to own their story like mine.
I see. It's amazing what you've been able to overcome, in these few years. What gives you the mental strength to continue to push forward?
Okay, so looking back, I went back to my village last year. That's not going there for like 8 years. So when I went there, the problem was still the teenage pregnancy. I think I forgot to ask. That was something that really touched my heart and also helped me to grow the passion for women empowerment. Because one day when I was going to dump refuse, I found this aborted baby in a polythene bag. And I was like, wow, what's happening in this community? And this is something that has been going on in the community. Girls who are 12 years, 13 years, just getting pregnant. And it's not like it's their fault. The environment has been created for them to, So I went there and I talked to most of the girls and I felt like it wasn't their fault at all, because sometimes they also go through certain things. They also have stories to tell, but they don't have anybody to look up to. So at the end of the day, they will just end up getting pregnant and then going through all sorts of challenges. So they are the people who really encourage me to do more, because I really want to move up and be a source of inspiration to them, so that they can also look up to me and say, Abigail did it, so I will be able to
do it as well. I can do it as well. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It's absolutely amazing, and we wish you all the best. I think it's obvious that you've overcome so much, so the future has nothing on you. There's nothing that will come your way that you will not be able to overcome. We're very proud of you. Well done, and we'll stay in touch. And that is Abigail Oppong. She shared her story with us here on I Survived. I'm going for a few quick messages from our sponsors. When we come back, we're talking about gender inclusion. Have we made progress, or have we actually gone back? I have some very interesting women who will be joining me in the studio, and we'll have that conversation right after this.
In a world where everything is changing,